Hello, my name is Julian Thomas and a warm welcome to all the action from the 8th round of the 2009 Handspree FIM Superbike World Championship. This time San Marino from the usually hot and sunny Adriatic Riviera in Italy. Well, 1 month ago the title looked as if it was heading the way of Noriyuki Haga and his Ducati Xerox machine after a brilliant double win in South Africa. But then Ben Spies bounced back into contention with his Yamaha after a similar performance in the USA. So it was more or less back to square one as the teams and riders returned to European soil for the start of the second half of the season. Haga was bruised and battered from his crash at the Utah track and was coming to a circuit where he has never won, so Spies would maybe have a chance to cut the 53-point gap down even further. While Michel Fabrizio, Haga's teammate, was anxious to show his Italian fans that he too was in with a chance of challenging for the title. Other contenders were sure to be the Tenkate Honda team, who had done some pre-Misano testing at Magny-Cours earlier in the week, while the Aprilia team and Max Biaggi also wanted to show well on their home turf. So it's all eyes on the Misano World Circuit as we join up with World Superbike for the 8th round of the season. Well, one-make tyre supplier Pirelli have been with the Superbike World Championship since 2004, and every year they've been pushing the performance envelope up even further. The introduction of a new dedicated soft tyre at Misano that would now last 5 or more laps instead of 1 was the latest demonstration of this progress. Our man Steve Martin checked in with Pirelli at the midpoint of the season to see how things were going. Over to you, Steve.
Hi Giorgio, how are you? Nice to see you too. And here we are at Misano. It's very hot and humid today. You've had to prepare a lot of tyres. I hear the guys tell me that you bring 6,500 tyres to every meeting. That is a lot of workload. How long does it take to make that many tyres if you had to start in one hit to bring them to the circuit roughly?
Well, we have to make a plan, a good plan, around 3 months ago, in order that the factory might react in the right time preparing the tires. We got different sizes for different classes, DOT and slicks tire, and they have to prepare everything for 2 weeks before the race in order that the track could bring the tires on the racetrack. So that means to have a look at what's happened last year in Misano, have a look at what the development is doing until the last race, and then prepare something special for the race as well. And that's what we have got, because we expect this very hot weather.
Giorgio, that's enough information for now. Really happy with that. So let's just round that up. No qualifying tyres here at Misano. Qualifying is going to be really interesting. Let's see how it comes about.
The 4.226 kilometre Misano World Circuit is located close to the seaside resort town of Misano Adriatico in the province of Rimini. Misano has been a regular fixture on the World Superbike calendar since 1991, and a round has been held there every year, with the exception of 1992. The circuit appears to be particularly favourable to Ducati, which has won 26 of the 34 races held there. Spies had taken the previous 7 Super Poles, so it would be interesting to see how this one would pan out. The session was held in the dry, and 2 of the championship contenders, Spies and Fabrizio, were once again united in their battle for the top slot. While Haga was in a relatively comfortable 6th position, the Italian and the Texan both qualified on the front row, Fabrizio taking 4th and Spies 3rd. and that meant that the American Superpole record had finally come to an end. Jonathan Rea had been competitive all the way since arriving, and he put his hands-free CBR 1000 machine into a superb second place on the grid. The Ducati 1098 did set the pole position at Misano, but this time round it was Jakob Smertz of the private Guandolini team who set a new circuit best lap of 1 minute 35.435 seconds. The first ever pole for the rider from the Czech Republic. So with 2 exciting races on the cards, we join up with Jonathan Green and Steve Martin for the Race 1 commentary.
And go lights, away we go! Good start from the pole man Jakob Smertz, just what he wanted. Spies has got away well too though, and he's going to challenge for the lead as we go into the first corner. Looks like Shane Byrne's got away well too.
Yeah, also Checker got a great start there too, Jonathan, but Shaky Byrne is absolutely unbelievable. He can do the times from the start, and we saw that in the morning warm-up. 1 or 2 laps and away he goes. He fell off, but I'm sure he's going to learn from...
Look at Jonathan Rea, having started from the pit lane, he is firing through too on his spare bike. So Rea, who didn't get the front row start that he expected, having had some sort of mechanical gremlin at the start, is already making his way through the field. But look at the Shane Meister. It's tough out there right now for sure. And Jonathan Rea, number 65, making his way through. The next man up is Nakano on his list. But look at Shane Byrne's lead and look at Jakob Smertz in second place. He's pulling away as well. And already we've got the championship contenders all together on track. And this is dicey because Fabrizio and Spies do not want to get in each other's way and start faring bashing here, that's for sure. It looks as though Haslam and Hacking are coming fast as well. So I agree, Haga is in trouble here at Misano. It's Regis Laconi all over again. And he's going backwards, having started so well, and he's being overtaken already by Levere. Here comes Haslam. Hacking's right there to go with him.
Let's see how quick he can make the change. The trick now is he's got an intermediate front on there. Let's see what he's got on the back. Slick rear. So that intermediate front is actually quite good. It's not that bad, even if it fully dries up. It can hold together, just moves around a bit. Doesn't feel very nice, but you can more or less do pretty well dry time. So that's a good move by Ducati to put him on that combination.
Spies comes in. This is it.
I'll tell you, guys.
Nice moves. And in comes Fabrizio.
Now that was a pretty quick change.
Yeah, well, so's with Spies.
Still moving. Spies, whoever caught Spies' bike probably has a pretty sore stomach because it looked like Ben moved him back about 5 or 6 feet when he stopped.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Fabrizio just out on slicks.
Look at this.
A lap or 2 on him. It's going to be interesting.
This is where it pays to come in earlier. Now you look, Ben Spies should pull away from him now because he knows the conditions on the slicks and they're nice and warm. Fabrizio is going to give it his best though.
Smurs and Checa just came in.
Okay, now it's going to get interesting. So second and third place have just come in, and Ruben Zaus on the BMW is in second place. Jamie Hacking is in third. And Checa having put... What on earth is going on with Honda?
Those Hondas, I'll tell you what it is. Those batteries on those bikes are tiny. They're a new technology, and they just obviously haven't got enough power to get that starter button going. So push it. You can't always push these bikes because they've got slipper clutches in them, so they just freewheel.
This is, I don't speak Spanish, but I understood that word. And Checa is not happy at all, and having started the weekend so well, Honda are going backwards. Already, as you can see, both Steve and Kevin quite rightly pointing out to me that Shaky is exactly that at the moment. He is very, very, very sideways in most of the acceleration, and that tyre is giving up on him.
Let's see how much he loses. He's got a 20-second lead at the moment, so let's see from that 20-second lead coming in, heading out, how much time he loses.
Ruben Zaus goes into the lead. Wow, for the first time in 2009, BMW lead a race. Yeah, no love lost, his best mate. See you, mate. Gone past Hacking already. And see you, Shane Byrne. British champion. Ha, I'm the American champion of the foot pegs. And into the lead goes Ben Spies with 7 to go. And the Texan is flying. They call him the Texas Terror. Well, you can understand why. He's terrorizing everybody at the moment. And he's ripping it up at Misano. Fantastic. Another fastest lap from this man, Ben Spies. Elbows is doing the business again in Misano and helping his championship. Remember, start of the day, 53 points adrift of Haga. Fabrizio will chase him down, but he's going to get the big 25. And it'll be interesting to see how race 2 pans out.
Yeah, it will be. You know, I don't think Hager's going to be sleeping too well tonight.
Here comes Sykes through the middle. Whoa! Well, Tom Sykes is on business. You guys talk history. Look, the future's about to be Hager going through on me, and he just does do exactly that. You guys talk history. Look, the future's about to be Hager going through on me, and he just does do exactly that. Yeah. Ben Spies is headed for victory number 8. And he's almost turning into a bit of an 8th wonder of the world right now. Certainly in Superbike terms. Fabrizio will do everything to hang on, and he needs the points. And this is not what Ducati want, because Yamaha are gaining quickly. Hager's not going to be there. Fabrizio is doing everything he can to hold on. Here comes Spies, though. He's flying and on his way. 7 seconds the gap to him and Byrne. And Ben Spies is going to take another famous victory for Yamaha. And that was hard fought. That was brilliantly done. That was tactical. And Spies is on the up and up, for sure. Here comes Fabrizio. Here comes Jakob Schmerz. He's going to beat him to the line. Oh.
Yeah, that was a hard one. We knew that on the start that it was gonna become dry, and first off, hats off to Shaky. He rode great, and I know he hadn't had the year he wanted to, and he put in a great race, and didn't quite have the feeling I usually do in the rain, and wasn't quite happy, but I just tried as hard as I could to stay close to Michel for the points. I knew he was the next person I needed to concentrate on, and just stayed as close as I could. And then they showed me that somebody had started coming in for tires, and I saw the dry line coming, and you know, I saw Michel stayed out on the track, so I said, well, I'm going to try to pull a tricky one and get in now and get used to the tires, because they definitely have a weird feeling when it's damp. And we were able to get going and pull it off, man. It's a hectic race, and that was about it. It was pretty eventful. Not great racing, but there was a lot of stuff going on. So happy to pull this one off and, you know, close in a little bit more in the championship. And
well, what an exciting race. The first one run under flag-to-flag conditions. And Ben Spies judged everything to perfection to take his 8th win of the year. And what a performance by Shane Byrne, who finally showed what he's capable of with a terrific run to 2nd place on the Sterile Garda machine. 3rd place went to Fabrizio, who made his Ducati as wide as possible on that final lap as he tried to hold off Schmerz. While Hager limited the damage with 5th after passing Kageyama on the final lap. So now let's go back to our commentary team for the start of race 2.
Oh, they held him for a while, almost a jump start from Fabrizio, but he's got away well. I think he'll get away with that as they head down towards the first corner. Spies gets away well, but this time, look at the Hager Meister. Straight into the lead. I said he needed to have a good one. He's having it already. Ooh, and a sit-up there from Ray as he saw Spies.
Much better start by Hager that time. He's a brilliant starter, isn't he?
Well, he is now. He didn't used to be.
That Ducati's pretty easy to get off the line by the look of it.
Yeah, launch control working for sure.
Haslam just runs a little bit wide there.
That's the start that Hager wanted. Spies has gone with him, and Ray's right there. Ray in 3rd, Schmerz is 4th, the pole man. Fabrizio's there, and Byrne's right behind.
Ray's just gone through on Spies.
Yep, I told you he'd be making some hay. Here he goes, and Spies does not want to get into a scrap with him, and Schmerz sees his chance as well. Out of Quercia for the first time. Race 2. Hager, Ray, Fabrizio, Schmerz, Byrne, Spies has dropped back.
Yeah, something's going on with Ben Spies.
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Yeah, he is in trouble. He seems to be losing speed for some reason.
And a hand goes up from Spies. He's in trouble.
This is not good. If this happens, this is not good.
Spies is out. Spies is out. Ben Spies is out of the race. Spies just crossed the line in 17th position. It's over for today. Oh, it could almost be over between these two as well. And Fabrizio trying to get on level terms, and the 2 youngsters going at it while Hager tries to pull away. 3 youngsters if you include the man just behind Jakob Schmerz. Maybe he's got an intermittent problem. A white flag is being waved. That means there is something on the course.
That could mean there is an ambulance on the course.
Jamie Hacking is nowhere to be seen. Way back down in 27th position. What an intriguing race this is, and it's Ray who leads, but only just. Fabrizio's right there. Hager's hanging on for 3rd place. And if Jakob Schmerz was trying to catch Fabrizio, he'd love nothing more than to take the championship leader. Here's another look at these 2 Ducatis going at it. Great move by Fabrizio. I told you, no love lost. And the confidence now that he's showing is huge. It just wasn't there a few races ago. Haga makes his move on Fabrizio, but Fabrizio is answering back. Side by side, carbon copies of each other, quite literally, out there, the Xerox Ducatis. And Haga holds on. Fabrizio waits. And now we'll see how Fabrizio reacts to that. Michel Fabrizio Secondo! Fantastic move into Quecho and takes second place, and these two are going at it this afternoon. Great to see.
He won.
Well, it's the three of them still. Checker's fallen off this pace, but that's understandable. They've been breaking lap records, and Ray loses out!
Up the inside, but he comes back, and Fabrizio's on the outside, so it won't be there. Fabrizio can dive up the inside and try and outbrake him. Not this time.
Fantastic!
Fabrizio
gets in there.
Let's see what...
And Haga, no.
Let's just see what Ray does about that. That was a good move by Fabrizio there, but Haga's looking up the inside too now.
He is. Fabrizio gets in there.
Let's see what...
And Haga, no.
Let's just see what Ray does about that. That was a good move by Fabrizio there, but Haga's looking up the inside too now.
He is. Progression through the championship has really been good the last few races, and he now is a force to be reckoned with, but Haga will not give him an inch. And he's almost having to ride pillion with Haga. It's his muscle racing at its best. Fantastic racing. I hope the great champion Valentino Rossi, watching by the fence, is enjoying this, because this is almost as good as we get here in World Superbikes. It's as close as you like.
Just see there, like Ray has to take a wider entry there, and Haga just slips through on the inside. That's the same as Fabrizio did a couple of laps ago to get back up in front. Now what will happen? Oh, he's back past.
One replay and it's all over. The poor director. Anyway, you can't keep up with this. Nobody can. It's just too good. Here we go. Jonathan Ray very close this time as he heads out and tries to stop me into turn one. Takes the lead onto the final lap. Go on, Johnny.
Fabrizio can dive up the inside right in the middle of this corner, but no, he closes it down.
Now the drive is important now to head down the back straight towards Covone. We've seen that he's got the big cojones to do it, and here he goes.
He got the drive too. That was a good drive by him. Hold it flat through here.
Jonathan Ray flies through Covone. Fabrizio is head down and going for it at the inside. Can't do it.
This is where the Ducati's good from this point on. Jonathan Ray's just got to make it wide. He's got to be wide right now. Stop in the middle of the corner. Slow Fabrizio down.
Haga's settling for third, but he'll take the win if these two get it wrong. Jonathan Ray.
Fabrizio's last chance. He's fast into this next left-hand corner. Can he do it?
One more corner to go, and it is Johnny B. Good. Fantastic race by Jonathan Ray.
The race was really good, and I really thought the pace was going to be faster. The pace yesterday we had in the dry tyres was unbelievable, and you know, I settled into a rhythm at the front, and you know, the fight between Nori and Michel and me was really, really nice. But to win my first race in Italy here is really special for me, and to go to my home race next weekend in Donington Park should be good. But right now, as everybody's aware, right now the team have switched suspension to Olin suspension, and to be honest, we tried this the first time in Monday at Magny-Cours and in a wet session, and the Andriani group have done a really marvellous job to get to the race here and to win the first race. So this is really special for them and for me and my team to go home and savour the moment, and it's really nice.
So another thrilling race at Misano, and Jonathan Ray clinches a brilliant maiden victory in Superbike with a perfect overtaking move on Fabrizio at the start of the final lap. Haga was up there for all the race but had to settle for the final podium place, while Zmertz picked up another fourth place after passing Checker. And what about Spies, who had a clutch problem and could only finish ninth? So a quick look at the points table after round 8 of 14. Spies gained a scarce 5 points on Haga after those two races, and the gap between them is down to 48. Fabrizio is now 7 behind Spies on 237. The Supersport boys also reached their season midpoint with the Misano round, and their battle was also turning into a three-way affair, with Kenan Sofoglu joining up with Eugene Laverty and Cal Crutchlow at the top. Michele Pirro upset the apple cart with a blistering lap to take pole on the Lorenzini Yamaha machine in front of his home crowd. Crutchlow, Rockley and Fujiwara were next up, with Laverty down in 8th place. So let's join Jonathan Green and Steve Martin in the commentary box for the Supersport action.
Racing from Misano, Supersport styling, off they go. Great start from Crutchlow. Little bit of a wheelie, Pirro went backwards, and here comes Andrew Pitt round the inside and up to what? 3rd place, maybe 2nd. Lascours takes it 2nd place, or was it Fujiwara? Maybe. Pitt's already up to 2nd. Fantastic start.
He's a really great starter. A few guys going wide there. Everyone through clean, but that is absolutely fantastic by Andrew Pitt to take it up to there. Crutchlow up the front there too. He got off the line well, Crutchlow, but not as good as he needed to.
So there's several riders all line astern, all the way back to 8th place, and Pirro
up the inside, just lets off the brakes and goes through on Fujiwara, uses all the track out onto the ripple strip, cuts him off and gets back online. That was a really good move by Crutchlow. Now he's got some fresh air and we'll be able to see what sort of times he can put out.
So then, this is starting to get a little bit more interesting as Laverty gets on level terms. And Crutchlow goes with him. Crutchlow with his leg off this time, and it looks as though the battle is on now. The gap is now down to nothing, really, between the two of them. Crutchlow right there with Laverty, and here we go again.
No, you can just see there, Laverty a little bit stronger on the brakes, and Sophoclew up the inside.
Finally getting past Fujiwara. Oh no, and that is bad news for the former world champion, Kenan Sophoclew of Turkey. Oh, and he's causing more accidents now because people being put off, I think, by that accident, not sure where to be on the track. Red flag is out, so that'll be a pause situation. These guys don't know it yet.
Eugene hasn't seen that red flag. He's seen it now, so he'll head back into the pits. Interestingly enough, perhaps there's a bit of fluid on the circuit or something like that.
Yeah, maybe.
With all those guys going down, but hopefully we'll be able to bring you some more information on that.
They waited a while to put the lights on, but the revs go up and away they go. Crutchlow gets a much better start, keeps it planted, no wheelie this time, and away he goes. I think he's got past Eugene Laverty easily there, who slots into 2nd place, and the 2 Kawasaki's are right there too. Rockley's got 4th and a big crash again. This is good to see Lascours mixing it again with Cal Crutchlow. Crutchlow holding him off for now, but allowing the others to catch up.
West, Acho, Fujiwara, he'll be disappointed where he is at the moment on circuit. And Acho up the inside.
Nice move.
That's the same move that Kenan Sophoclew made. And look at Fujiwara, he goes up the inside too.
Off West, you don't do that too often. Early days yet, still a long way to go in this one.
Fujiwara will not be happy because he was in a podium position, but he's just missing out at the moment to Rockley. He needs to get past these guys, or at least tag onto the back and close that gap down. Otherwise, he's not going to be on the podium.
Fastest lap confirmed there, 1:39.412. That was on lap 4 of this 14 shortened lap race because of the crashes that we had, including Sophoclew and Pitt going down earlier on. So both the 10 Carter boys out, both world champions. And now, another great champion, Gary McCoy on the Triumph aggregate. Crutchlow leads by just half a second to Laverty. Then it's Rockley in 3rd. Lascours. Fujiwara is still in 5th position. Or is he?
Laverty 39.3 that time round.
Yeah, quick lap. That's as Red Bull as it has been for most of the season, and Cal Crutchlow looks as though he's got one over on his partner at the moment. Eugene Laverty's going to have to do something really special because Crutchlow is yet to make a mistake.
His go is he's got to dive up inside on the last corner and do a block pass and basically running off the track, but Cal is riding into the wheels off this thing now.
I can't see him doing it. Oh, yeah, and he's riding the legs off it too. Here we go, last corner. Out of the corner they come, and a big mistake there from Eugene Laverty, and that's given the victory simply to Cal Crutchlow.
So a full-on battle between the Englishman and the Irishman, with Crutchlow getting his 3rd win of the year and Rockley finishing 3rd. Cal now has a 14-point lead over Laverty, while Sophoclew crashed out of contention and scored no points.
Yeah, it looks like it's going really well. You know, we're leading the championship still and managed to get a few more points back. But you know, all credit to my team Yamaha. They've done a great job this week, and coming here, not knowing the circuit, another circuit I never knew, and Eugene had 2 years GP experience here, and everybody else has raced here. So for me to come here to a new track and win is good again. And we never won easy though. It was close. It's I was saying to Eugene how easy it is to follow someone when you're leading. It's just like you can't manage to make a break or anything, but. We did a good job, and it's thanks to all my sponsors, Monster Energy, KDP Plant Hire, CIA Insurance, A&A Lamb, Norfolk Line Ferries. They've all put a lot into me this year, and we're still leading championship, and hopefully we'll carry on going.
So, no victories for Ducati at Misano, and finally a fourth different winner this year in Jonathan Rea. It's a perfect way to move on to Johnny's home track at Donington in 7 days' time. Join us again there for more Superbike and Supersport action. This has been Julian Thomas reporting from the Misano World Circuit. Bye for now and see you soon.